welcome to the Elevated Evening News. My name is John. We hope you've had a wonderful day and a wonderful week. This is our Thursday night edition, which means this will play also on Comcast, on the local cable channel as well. So this edition is a little shorter. It runs about a half hour or so, but we thank you. We have our weather graphic up. We'll get to that in a minute. But one of the things we wanted to go to, let's see if we can get this one added here. We wanted to show you, we wanted to start trying to do something every week where we actually did a little bit of a feature piece, business feature piece and stuff. Now this is a short one. We'll come back with some of the other local news and local weather, etc. for the weekend. But this one is one that we shot with Kenny Lee from Family for Fitness. Now we know as everybody is starting to make post-COVID plans, this is something where we all need to get back in shape. I know I've got the old COVID 30 that needs to go away, and some people are less, more, etc. But this is an interview we did with Kenny, and he's been running Family for Fitness now for 17 years, and he's also getting ready to do a fitness contest. So he is actually walking the walk on this one, and every day with diet stuff, everything. And regardless of what shape you start with, they can get you in shape. And I'm going to start training next week there, and hopefully they can get me back in shape as well. But anyway, wanted to do a little bit here, a little bit of a piece. It's not very long, but we thought it was, is everybody starting to look towards spring? Everybody's looking towards summer. Everybody needs to, not only for appearance, but for fitness. And I think we found that out with this COVID-19 epidemic, that people who had a manageable weight, manageable fitness levels, etc., did much, much better. So let's see, here we go. Now this is Kenny Lee, and we shot this when did we shoot this? I believe we shot this on Wednesday. So let's see here. Let's back that up there. And I think, do we still have, let's see. Oh yeah, we need to grab the video embed code, and it changes every time you restart the encoding software. So here we go.
Good morning, my name is John with the Pine Tree, and I have the great pleasure to be here with Kenny Lee.
How you doing?
How are you?
Doing great.
It's been a while since we've done this.
It's been a while. Yes, it has, absolutely.
Now, you look phenomenal.
Well, thank you.
Now, I guess as you're getting ready to do...
I'm doing a competition in
contest.
August 14th, 15th.
So you're having to walk the walk. You're not...
I'm walking the walk, yeah. It's a lot of work, But, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be something we need to have a goal to do. And,
Sure.
Plus, it'll help me train other people. I'm learning about a lot of diet. I have a coach that's helping me.
Right.
So it's fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
Are you your own science project, figuring out exactly what effects
Right,
you want?
you gotta really focus on a lot of it's diet.
Right.
Exercise, of course, is a lot
Sure.
too, but you gotta find your macronutrients. You gotta make sure what works for you. Everybody's different,
Right.
so it's kind of a trial and error thing.
Sure.
I finally got it down after about 3 or 4 weeks. I do have a nutrition coach that helps me. He's an IFBB pro.
So basically, you take a picture and send them a picture, and then they actually not.
Yeah, I take every Saturday. We do a check-in.
Got it.
Check to see how I look. It tells me how I'm doing. We readjust the nutrition accordingly.
Right.
We got it down pretty good. I went from 14% body fat down to 5 within 2 months. So not really losing a whole lot of weight. I just lost a lot of body fat. So nutrition's huge.
How do you feel? Do you feel?
I feel amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel truly amazing.
Now, are you down to where you have like one cheat day a week at all?
I just have one cheat meal.
Cheat meal.
That's it. Eating's not fun.
Right.
You eat what you have to eat to get to your goals.
But
so.
I also think it's a little bit of a segue to, we're coming out of COVID.
Absolutely.
Now, and one of the things on that is people realize that not only did myself included, you gain some pounds when you're in the lockdown.
Sure. Well, a lot of
but
people.
But there's health issues, right?
Well, absolutely. It's simple. The healthier you are, the safer you are when it comes to disease. with COVID, you know, a lot of people that got more ill than other people
Yeah.
weren't quite as healthy as the people that were healthy.
Right.
So being fit, it just helps everything, the whole general aspect of life.
Yeah,
I mean, now since people have been at home, locked up or not exercising, all the gyms are closed,
Sure.
whatever it was, you know, people are getting their vaccines, people are feeling more comfortable, everybody pretty much here has their vaccine.
got it.
We keep it really clean. I have employees, all they do is sanitize continuously, including myself,
Sure.
including my dad.
Yep,
So the place is safe. And now it's time.
It's time.
You know, think about
It's
it,
time.
you know?
Yeah.
We can get back into the gym and get back to our stuff outside, so exercise is key to a healthy life.
now for those of you who don't know, what do you offer here? I mean, for
We have over $1.5 million worth of equipment. I just
Wow.
bought another probably $60,000-$70,000 worth of equipment. We have our classes to suit all ages.
Sure.
We have everything you need.
So you have the exercise classes, you
We have
have all,
cardio, strength training. We also, when you join, we give you a free training session to help you
Sure.
out. Either myself or my dad, our trainer's always on duty to help people, like we've always done for 17 years.
right, so if somebody's new to it, they wanted to, they can get on a training schedule.
Absolutely,
I mean, it's,
absolutely.
okay,
And that's another thing, we have something for everybody. It doesn't matter
Right.
if you're 11 years old or if we have people coming in almost 100. So we have something for everybody. And that's why, there's a reason why it's family.
Sure.
Absolutely.
You know, I think, is there as we're coming out of the COVID thing where everybody needs to know they need to lose some weight and stuff, but also is there, it's part of the fitness thing. One of the things I think is, age-wise is, one of the nice things about fitness, I think, is it's measurable. You know if you're stronger this week than you were last week, right?
Absolutely.
You may, I mean, it doesn't lie. You either picked it up or you
Absolutely.
didn't,
I mean,
right?
you feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel better. You know, not only the physical part, it's the mental part.
Yeah.
When you know you're going to the gym, you know you're exercising, you're going to feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
So it's mentally and physically, you know? And the biggest myth that people think the older they get, the less they should exercise. On the contrary, the more you should exercise.
Yeah.
Because we need to be fit so, forever.
I was talking with a doctor on this. This is a couple years ago now, and he says he can't prove this medically. But I thought it was a fascinating thing is, they take about like hypertrophy. When you break down the muscle, right?
Absolutely.
His thing is kind of the thing was the older we get, the harder you need to train because the interesting thing is they talk about you're young, your body wants to reproduce new cells, it wants to make new stuff. As you get older, it doesn't. And his hypothesis was, as we age, if you force your body to keep building new muscle cells and everything else, it can have a halo effect on aging everywhere. Which
That's
I
what I-
thought was fascinating, because he says, no, the older you get, train harder, break, I mean, within reason, you don't gotta.
It's not so much heavy weights. A lot of times it's more like volume,
Yeah.
Trying to get to the gym instead of 2 or 3 days a week, try to get there 4 days a week. That's what I tell the kids. It's not just for now.
Right.
It's for later. So if you start that lifestyle when you're young, your body is already experienced exercise for its whole life. So when you do get older, it's a lot easier. I'm 56 years old and I'm in the best shape of my life.
That's pretty cool.
So that it goes to show you it's never too late.
That's pretty cool.
It's never too late.
That's pretty cool. Okay,
Absolutely.
if say if somebody's coming here new, they haven't been to the gym in a while, so what do you suggest? They come in here and just meet with, you'll meet with them? for-
Absolutely, they come in and meet with me, we set up a time to get them trained, we talk about their goals.
Okay.
And nutrition. I'm learning a lot about nutrition. I have a certification in nutrition. I'm always learning. Everybody's different. So we try to focus on what's good for them.
Right,
You know what I mean? Exercise and nutrition.
sure,
So it's a quality of life. You don't have to come in and train like a triathlete.
Right.
But you gotta get strength training and exercise to make your life a better quality. So,
very cool. Hey, thanks for what you do.
Thank you,
No, I
thank
mean,
you.
it's,
Appreciate it.
it's 17 years now?
yeah, 17 years. Yeah.
17 years, and to run a business like this in small, it's a tough deal. And they've been able to do it and keep expanding and keep,
We're doing better than we've ever done.
pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
There's an amazing community.
Yeah.
We have a lot of support.
And, I mean, I'm sure at the first start of going into the COVID cycle, you were like, okay.
Oh, I was terrified. I didn't know what to expect, But a lot of our members they still supported me, They still pay their monthly dues. They
That's
really
pretty
helped me
cool.
out. They're all back.
That's pretty cool.
So, again, we are very fortunate to live in this area.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love it. I love the people. And, I'm very fortunate.
So now you're on the second generation now, right? Some of the people you trained.
Absolutely, I am. I'm on the third. You know what I mean? So I'm on the third. I got some of them. Absolutely.
And I was thinking, yeah, because I mean, yeah, it's now it's like I need to get back in here and start training again too. But it's
Well, you're going to.
yeah, yeah. I got to drop some weight and stuff. But hey, thanks for what you
Okay,
do. No, that's
thank
cool.
you.
And it's like post COVID, it's time to get at
Time
it.
to get back. Absolutely. You guys have been. I know you're stir crazy, and I know a lot of people are out of shape.
So it's
get
April,
that.
May, June. I mean, they still got 12. I mean, they can still get in shape for summer, right?
Absolutely. It's time. It's not too late.
They can have a six-pack by July, right? Isn't that
It depends on how hard they work. Absolutely.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you,
Thank
Mike.
you.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it.
And we are back. That was Kenny Lee, Family 4 Fitness. And you realize how out of shape you are when you're standing next to somebody who is in contest condition. It's like, man, you feel old and like a complete slob. So, yeah, that was a little bit of a wake-up call. All right. Let's roll into, since our producer Juan has the graphic up, let's roll into weather, we would like to think. And for our segments on this, Fox Security is one of the sponsors of this segment, and we thank them. Let's see here. No, don't tell me National Weather Service is down. They may be making some changes. Looks like it is. So it looks like Bear Valley was down, Mid Slope was down. Yep, they must be doing. Is this one going to come up? All right, come on. Let's see here. Let's. Is it going to make it? I think they're actually sometimes they this happens intermittently. They actually reload. They must be changing up some of the forecasts and stuff. Looks like their system is a little bit down. It was up a few minutes ago. It'll probably be right back up. All right, let's actually take a run through some of the little national news stuff here. Sometimes we like to do something through the perspective of tech. And it's from the perspective of tech, and the reason why we do this is that tech, let's actually see if our producer Juan can swap out that graphic, because we're not doing weather right now. We're doing a little bit of, there we go, a little bit of the market stuff, a little bit of business stuff. And market was up by like 14 points today. It was nothing really, it's kind of treading water right now. Interesting. The study they do on ants is fascinating. They're a lot more complex little creatures than we give them credit for. This is from phys.org. Ant responses to social isolation resemble those of humans. Ants react to social isolation in a similar way as do humans and other social mammals. A study by an Israeli-German research team revealed alterations to the social and hygienic behavior of ants that have been isolated from their group. The research team was particularly surprised by the fact that immune and stress genes were downregulated in the brains of isolated ants. While the effects of isolation have been extensively studied in social mammals, such as humans and mice, less is known about how social insects respond to comparable situations. Even though they live in highly evolved social systems, ants, for example, live their entire lives as members of the same colony and are dependent on their colony mates. The worker ants relinquish their own reproductive potential and devote themselves to feeding the larvae, cleaning and defending the nest, searching for food, while the queen does a little more than just lay eggs. Well, anyway, I thought it was fascinating that they actually, it affects them. So it's affecting us all. We're all coming out of isolation here now. All right. Verizon is recalling 2.5 million hotspot devices due to fire hazard. Yes, you don't want your little hotspot. You overwork your hotspot and it may explode. According to the recall notice posted, Verizon has received 15 reports of hotspots overheating. 6 of those reports of the hotspots included incidents of fire damage to bedding or flooring, and 2 involved minor burn injuries. Yikes. All right. Impossible Foods and Impossible Foods. The plant-based protein meat company is looking at going public. It could be a value of like 10 billion or more. Maybe I'm just old. I know I am, but it's like billions are just nothing. They're like whimsical little things that it's like just a billion. It's like, man. All right, let's see. More algorithms that are accused of being racist. New 13-inch X ThinkPad Nano is only 1.99 pounds. Wow, that's small. $1,200 it'll set you back. And this is one of the funny ones. It kind of bubbled up in some of the press releases. This is from The Hill. Elon Musk's Neuralink co-founder says he could build the real Jurassic Park with genetically injured dinosaurs. And this is all kinds of... Anyway, co-founder of Elon Musk's company Neuralink tweeted on Saturday that the startup has the technological advances and savvy to create its own Jurassic Park. We could probably build Jurassic Park if we wanted to, Max Hodak tweeted Saturday. Wouldn't be genetically authentic dinosaurs, but maybe 15 years of breeding engineered to get super exotic novel species. Hodak didn't further explain what technology Neuralink could use to engineer long extinct dinosaurs. Interestingly enough. All right, let's have a quick look at, let's see if the National Weather Service has our weather system back, has our weather back up. That's the interesting thing about doing a live show. Sometimes things go down in the middle of the show. All right. We did have one little piece from the White House. We wanted to touch bases. There was also a little piece on an update on, I think they had a summary piece on the Derek Chauvin trial. And that is newsy for this evening. Did they have the, let's see. Here we go. This is a little piece, and this is one where they die. Saying that he actually died from lack of oxygen. So this is just a couple-minute little piece, a little bit of a summary. I know a lot of us have been watching it. Sometimes you just have to almost take a break from it, just because it's too. It can be emotionally exhausting just to watch some of the coverage of that trial. So. This is a little piece from PBS. We'll be right back.
Today's testimony at the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin centered on the perspective of medical experts. They spoke of how George Floyd died from a lack of oxygen as Chauvin knelt on his neck and his back, and not from drugs or health issues. Special correspondent Fred DeSam Lazaro has our report.
Prosecutors began the 9th day of the Derek Chauvin trial with testimony from pulmonologist Dr. Martin Tobin. A Chicago-based critical care physician and lung specialist, Tobin testified today that shallow breathing led to George Floyd's death.
Would you please tell the jury what that opinion or opinions are?
Yes, Mr. Floyd died from a low level of oxygen, and this caused damage to his brain that we see, and it also caused a PEA arrhythmia that caused his heart to stop.
Tobin said several main forces led to Floyd's shallow breathing, his prone position, being handcuffed, and pressure from Chauvin's knees placed on Floyd's neck and back. After showing prepared illustrations and photos of the event, Tobin concluded that Chauvin's knee on Floyd's neck caused narrowing of the hypopharynx, a critical area for getting oxygen into the lungs.
I want to go to the period of time when Mr. Chauvin was on the back and neck of Mr. Floyd.
Yes.
Did you see him get off of the back of Mr. Floyd by the nanosecond, by the millisecond, by any seconds in the 9 minutes and 29 seconds that you saw him on?
No, I did not.
Tobin testified that Chauvin's knee remained on Floyd's neck another 3 minutes and 2 seconds after George Floyd took his last breath.
You can see his eyes, he's conscious, and then you see that he isn't. That's the moment the life goes out of his body.
The defense has argued Floyd died due to poor health and drugs in his system, but prosecutors tried to undercut that argument today. Dr. Daniel Eisenschmidt, a forensic toxicologist with a private company that analyzed Floyd's autopsy, testified that the levels of methamphetamine and fentanyl in Floyd's system were not a factor in his death. That finding was supported both by Tobin earlier and the day's final witness, Kentucky Police Surgeon Dr. Bill Smock. For the PBS NewsHour, this is Fred DeSam Lazaro.
Today's testimony at the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin centered on the perspective of medical experts. They spoke of how George Floyd died from a lack of oxygen as Chauvin knelt on his neck and his back, and not from drugs or health issues. Special correspondent Fred DeSam Lazaro has our report.
Prosecutors began the 9th day of the Derek Chauvin.
And we are back. All right. Going to run to across the south of the river a little bit, a couple little crime updates from the Tuolumne County Sheriff's Office, because they may have some impact here for Calaveras County as well. Kidnapping phone scam alert. Office has recently received several concerning reports of a new phone scam making the rounds. Scammers are reportedly calling and claiming to have kidnapped a loved one or a person of the person they called. Scammers are demanding a wire transfer of money to an account, or they will cause harm to the family member. Reporting persons state the calls are disturbing and seem real, as a person can be heard screaming in the background of the call. I want to make everyone aware that this is a concerning scam due to the upsetting nature of the call. It is understandable why someone may be tricked into following the scammer's orders. It is important to remember, if you are being asked to wire transfer, provide personal identifying information or purchase gift cards by someone over the phone, you should immediately begin to be concerned the caller may be a scammer. If you receive a concerning call or believe you are being scammed, please call our dispatch office, Tuolumne County Sheriff's Dispatch Office at 533-5815. And also, in a little bit of a happy, as we start managing the exit from some of the hard COVID lockdowns, Tuolumne County is in a tier less restrictive than Calaveras County currently, but they did an announcement today that they are pleased to announce the reopening of the Tuolumne County Sheriff's Office lobby, located 28 North Lower Sunset Drive in Sonora, available to assist you in any of our Sheriff's Office business needs to indicate crime reporting, civil records, concealed carry permits, etc. And they remind you to please use hand sanitizer, properly wear your mask upon visiting us. Thank you for patience during the last year. And the business hours will be for the front lobby 9 to 4, which is it's nice to see a slow gradual return to some of the normality. There's also, there's hot spots of the virus it's not extinct. It is just, it's tamped down in many ways. While we're on the law enforcement appeal, this is law enforcement topic. There is a little bit of stuff in from the White House today on steps to reduce gun violence, and these will be administrative actions, not actually legislative, but they will be they will be administrative actions, executive orders, and also policy changes by the Justice Department. So that is what he's looking at doing there, and let's run to those, and we will be right back. And I'm sure all of the weather stuff will be done back up and running when we get back as well. So this is just a short little piece. Here we go.
Several initial steps my administration is taking to curb this epidemic of gun violence. Much more need be done, but the first want to rein in the proliferation of so-called ghost guns. These are guns that are homemade, built from a kit, that include directions on how to finish the firearm. You can go buy the kit. They have no serial numbers, so when they show up at a crime scene, they can't be traced. And the buyers aren't required to pass a background check to buy the kit, to make the gun. Consequently, anyone from a criminal to a terrorist can buy this kit in as little as 30 minutes, put together a weapon. I want to see these kits treated as firearms under the Gun Control Act, which is going to require that the seller and manufacturers make the key parts with serial numbers and run background checks on the buyers when they walk in to buy that package. The second action we're going to take, back in the year 2000, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms released a report on its investigations of firearms trafficking in America. The report was of pivotal value. It was an important tool for policymakers when I was in the Senate and beyond, at all levels, to stop firearms from being illegally diverted into dangerous hands. Today, with online sales and ghost guns, times and trafficking methods have changed, and we have to adjust. We also have to ask the Justice Department to release a new annual report. This report will better help policymakers address firearms trafficking as it is today, not what it was yesterday. The third change, we want to treat pistols modified with stabilizing braces with the seriousness they deserve. A stabilizing brace shook in a pencil essentially makes that pistol a hell of a lot more accurate than a mini rifle. As a result, it's more lethal, effectively turning it into a short-barreled rifle. That's what the alleged shooter in Boulder appears to have done. I want to be clear that these modifications to firearms that make them more lethal should be subject to the National Firearms Act. The National Firearms Act requires that a potential owner pay a $200 fee and submit their name and other identifying information to the Justice Department, just as they would if they went out and purchased a silencer for a gun. Fourthly, during my campaign for president, I wanted to make it easier for states to adopt extreme risk protection order laws. They're also called red flag laws, which everybody in this lawn knows, but many people listening do not know. These laws allow a police or family member to petition a court in their jurisdiction and say, I want you to temporarily remove from the following people any firearm they may possess because they're a danger and a crisis. They're presenting a danger to themselves and to others. And the court makes a ruling. To put this in perspective, more than half of all suicides, for example, involve the use of a firearm. But when a gun's not available, an attempt at suicide, the death rate drops precipitously. States that have red flag laws have seen the reduction in the number of suicides in their states. Every single month, by the way, an average of 53 women are shot and killed by an intimate partner. I wrote the Violence Against Women Act. It's been a constant struggle to keep it moving. We know red flag laws can have significant effect in protecting women from domestic violence. And we know red flag laws can stop mass shooters before they can act out their violent plans. I'm proud, excuse the point of personal privilege we used to say in the Senate, I'm proud that the red flag law in my home state of Delaware was named after my son, Attorney General Beau Biden, our son, excuse me, Joe, who proposed that legislation back in 2013. I want to see a national red flag law and legislation to incentivize states to enact their own red flag laws. Today, I asked the Justice Department to publish a model red flag legislation so states can start crafting their own laws right now.
Thank you very much for joining us. I think we're running down through our last little bit of our time frame here, and it looks like for weather, most of the let's do one quick little refresh here. Is now still down. All right, basically what you're looking at is all of the western slope, all of the looks like the upper ones down, but still the mother lode region is mother lode region forecasts are up. So if you want to take this forecast and and subtract a few degrees as you head up the hill, that will do it for you. So here is weather, what we're looking at for the weekend to come up, and it is looking just phenomenal. Oh, that didn't let you click on anything. That was interesting. Okay. Yes, National Weather Service is having a few issues. Facebook was even down today. I noticed we were trying to get to something that was the whole thing was down. All right, tonight clear with a low around 43, north winds. Tomorrow sunny with a high near 68 degrees. Saturday sunny with a high near 71. Sunday a high near 73. And looks like, I think that was the high point here. Nope, Monday's, let's see, yeah, Monday's going to be 73, Tuesday 74, sunny with a Wednesday 73, and Thursday 73. So for the mother lode region, it looks like 73 is the number. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it more than you can possibly imagine. Have a great night and a great weekend, and just get out and enjoy the area because it is phenomenal. Have a good night.